I've never been more excited about Yukon photos. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brian Mello with Marty's Buick GMC and Chevrolet, and in today's video, we'll be talking about the upcoming Refresh 2024 Yukon Denali. So let's get into it. Alright, so if you didn't know, the 2024 Yukon will be on the receiving end of a pretty extensive and much needed mid-cycle refresh, similar to the treatment that we got in the 2022 Sierra 1500 and the upcoming 2024 Sierra HD. And although we do expect things like new front-end styling, the core focus of this refresh will happen on the inside, because it's expected to roll out with a very similar look and feel to what we have now in like the current generation Escalade, which makes sense considering this interior design that you're looking at now on the screen is pretty much what we're seeing across all of GM's brands, whether we're talking new trucks, new Cadillacs, Buicks, doesn't matter. They're all getting these massive digital clusters and displays that stretch across the dashboard, with the exception, of course, of the upcoming Sierra Denali EV that comes with a vertical display, which if you followed me for a while now, you know I'm not really a huge fan of the vertical displays. I don't think vertical displays belong in vehicles. I'll leave a link to the video where I discussed that. But let's get back to the 2024 Yukon and why I'm so excited about it. Because last week, my spy photographer managed to capture the GM engineering team testing the new Yukon Denali XL. And the photos revealed a few new things. For starters, although these wheels are dressed in full camo, they looked noticeably bigger, and that's because they are. Zooming in on the tire, we can actually read the size, revealing to us that these are in fact 24-inch wheels, and they're wrapped in 285/40 R24 Bridgestone Alenza tires. Now, I can't say that I'm all that surprised at this move, considering that GM has been showcasing its new EV trucks, specifically the Sierra Denali and Silverado RST, on 24-inch wheels, so it would sort of make sense that those made it to the Yukon Denali as well. But it is pretty wild to think that we're now getting 24 straight out of the factory, when I can remember clear as day when 20s were considered a huge wheel. I mean, I'm sure some of you remember when 18s were considered a huge wheel, so 24s out of the factory is pretty crazy. Now, my guys did try their best to get some interior shots, but unfortunately, with all the camo inside the vehicle covering the dash, we can't really see all that much. However, I will say that judging by the position of the screen in the dash, the expectations of an Escalade-style layout does seem very likely. Now, when it comes to the new front face design, it does appear that the headlights are mounted lower than the current generation. The cluster looks to be cleaned up a little bit. I have a few photos here to look at that I'm showing you now. It's just a little bit more of a tasteful appearance. And of course, we still have GMC's signature LED day running lights wrapping around the corners. And you know what? I don't care what anybody says, and I know I'm biased, but GMCs have the best looking headlights right now over any of their competitors, by far, hands down. I love them. Now, the last thing that we noticed, and the feature that got me all excited to make this video for you guys, is the exhaust system. Because instead of the two sets of round dual exhaust tips that we have currently with the trucks and what we have seen in the lower trim 2024 Yukon prototypes, this Denali has dual square-tipped exhaust poking out of each corner. And if you know what current vehicle comes equipped with an exhaust system that looks identical to this one, well, it's the 682 horsepower 2023 Cadillac Escalade V. Which leads me to believe that the 2024 Yukon Denali might just have a supercharged engine option, which would be awesome. If I had to guess, it would most likely be exclusive to the Yukon Denali Ultimate, as I think that would make the most sense. So that could be what we're looking at here, but we're going to have to go ahead and wait a bit longer to find out for sure if that's the case. I did ask my photographer if the truck sounded, I should say that if the Yukon sounded like the V, or if it sounded more aggressive at all, because that's usually a telltale sign. But unfortunately, they said that there was just never a hard throttle press or any heavy acceleration done when they spotted it. So all we have to go on now is that this thing does have the Escalade V style exhaust system. So fingers crossed, here's to hoping. As always, I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you made it this far into the video, if you could do me a huge favor, just smash that like button for me. It's free and it really helps me out. Subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. Maybe share this video with a friend. Be sure to check out martysparts.com for all your GM OEM parts needs. And I will see you all in the very next video. Thanks again for watching and have a great weekend.